Hey everyone, welcome to Zeitgeistzealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
And I'm Robbie.
We had technical difficulties last week, so we
Yeah.
did record an episode, but
That was my
It was our
bad.
best episode yet.
I
yeah,
know it was, and we got like almost to the end, and I'm starting to pay attention. I pull up the recording, seeing what I was doing. I'm noticing the little ripple because it does a little ripple when you're talking, and I'm
Right.
sitting there and everybody's talking and it ain't moving. I'm like, oh my god, no!
yeah.
I think this is. I was like, guys,
Yeah.
you're not gonna like this, but I think it's just recording me right now.
Yeah. Well, it's just because we can't have more than 6 people on Anchor apparently, because I guess they don't figure anyone could have more than 4 friends.
Now I feel like weren't we going to do Discord today instead of Anchor because
we can do
issues.
Anchor today because I mean,
just
I think
like
audio
you and me overlapping.
Fine.
I don't know. Let's do it. Let's do a little test experiment. So, guys, I have a hypothesis. I think somehow I'm answering some of like when I go back and listen to the podcast, I'm answering some of the questions from Forrest or by Forrest or to Forrest before he's really even asked them or the census stopped. So let's do a little experiment here. I'm gonna ask Forrest, you asked me a question I would know the answer to, and I'm gonna wait till you finish the question to answer it. And then we're going to listen to it later on. We'll have a little fun experiment with the listeners.
And we'll see the differences.
Yeah.
What is the Falcon's jockstrap size?
Why would I know that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if you say, why would I know that immediately, or if you say
yeah. I said unknown. I said unknown immediately.
Okay.
While we're recording this, he did say it.
Who did Sharon hire this episode to fight with the Flag Smashers?
Oh my gosh, I don't know any of these questions.
Yeah, he's getting detailed.
No, these were going to be just
these were just simple test questions, not detailed questions.
My goodness. How many fingers does Bucky have on his metal arm? 1, and it's a middle finger pointing straight at you.
All right.
So, what are we talking about this week?
We're going to talk about the new episode of Falcon Winter Soldier. This was the penultimate episode.
Penultimate, one of my favorite words.
And basically, if you really liked fighting in action, then you really don't need to watch anything past the opening credits, because that opening fight scene was the only.
Way to get my hopes up.
You haven't seen it?
My opinion, I did like it for the story, though. It had a good story to it, like the history of that they had a black man super soldier for 30 years and no one knew about it. But all the racism and stuff, and how they basically tested on him, that they basically had to make everyone think he died for him to just have a life.
Find some peace.
It was really a sad story. But
I mean, I think the only really thing we learned from Isaiah this week that we didn't learn a couple weeks ago was that there were other experimentees, I guess, and that they either died because they were given a diluted form of the serum, or they were killed. I think that was the implication.
That's
but
what I took away from it.
But yeah, I was like, people were racist back then, so which sucks.
Yeah, he's trying to tell them things have changed, but I mean, I don't think it would be as bad, but I don't know how. I don't know. There's just a lot of dirty stuff out there still, it seems like.
Well, they made the government guy, the bald one, who apparently is in charge of everything. He's in charge of the GRC, and he's in charge of who's Captain America. He was like, let's just send these refugees back. Forget voting. Forget democracy. I can send him back with a phone call. They're just trying to make him as unsympathetic as possible.
Right. I am clearly, obviously evil.
Let's send these back, these pieces of shit, to their shithole countries. God, y'all. Why is everyone on the same page?
He's going to round them up like cattle.
Yeah, he's going to get why can't we do that? Yeah, he was like Trump without hair, though. And with a beard. So, all right, so let's talk about the opening fight scene. I thought it was pretty well done.
Yep, I would agree with that.
I think it was definitely one of the best parts of the series, I think, for me.
Yeah, they're finally trying to get the shield back.
I was not expecting that to happen so early.
Right?
Well, they don't have many episodes, too.
This TV show is somehow sprinting and limping to the finish line.
It was like the first episode. It was like the first episode, sort of, except like the first episode of the great action scene with Falcon.
Backdrop's back.
Yeah, Backdrop. Yeah, Backdrop's back. All right.
All right.
And And
oh yeah, and John Walker's like walking away trying to figure out what's going on, and he goes, "Stop, Walker."
You said that?
Oh, it was like in the beginning.
Just like Walker, stop walking.
Yeah.
And
a little corny joke there, but
Walker, stop killing.
Yeah. So basically, they had that big fight scene, which I thought was pretty well choreographed. He definitely has a super soldier serum.
Yeah.
Obviously, we saw it last episode, but like he was able to get Bucky a run for his money, who also has a super soldier serum. But I guess it's Bucky's down one arm.
It's impressive Falcon can still keep up, though.
Yeah. So, but he ripped his
until
wings
he gets
off.
His wings ripped off.
Yeah.
I like the "I am Captain America" sort of.
God, yeah, he is. He's like obsessed with trying to be Captain America. He's kind of going crazy.
He's making his own shield now. He's like, you don't know what it's like to be Captain
Spoiler
America.
alert! All the way to the after credits.
Yeah. he's making a shield out of a trash can lid. So he's gonna get shot, killed as soon as he tries to.
Yeah, he's using trash can lids.
What is that?
That'd be funny.
Was that what it was?
I don't know. It's not
that would be a little disappointing, but it really was.
He just painted over trash.
So are we?
God, he goes homeless Captain America on everybody.
Yeah.
What we seem to be having here, fellas, is a 3 main person scenario, much like in Batman v Superman and Godzilla versus King Kong. So we've got the good guys, the Flag Smashers. And then Johnny Walker over here, right? U.S. agent, he's coming out. So probably 2 of the 3 are going to pair up to fight the last. Who do you think is going to pair up? Who do you think is going to fight? Who do you think is going to
win? I think obviously Falcon Winter Soldier. I think the Flag Smashers are the main priority. He's not going to join the Flag Smashers because they hate him,
right?
Because he killed their friend. But I think he'll sort of like come in and redeem himself at the end. Sort of. I think maybe Carly or Winter Soldier. Carly will have Falcon on the ropes, and maybe he'll come in and save him.
Okay, kind of like a little 5-minute redemption arc.
Well, we don't know who the power broker is, so I think the beginning is going to be like the Flag Smashers get taken out, and then the real villain reveals himself, power broker, and then that's going to be like the main conflict for the rest of the series. And I think maybe if he doesn't help with Flag Smasher, he'll help out fight against. Power broker, whoever that is. I still think Zola.
You think we'll meet the power broker this last episode?
You better. So, but yeah. So I guess we should talk about the big cameo.
Yeah. Speaking of meeting people, what did you think about the cameo?
Elaine's in the show.
Apparently, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, which I literally just finished.
I didn't catch who exactly she was.
She's like playing a character called like Contessa something LaFontaine. She's like from the Nick Fury comics, so she's like a love interest for Nick Fury. So maybe she and like Samuel Jackson will hook up or something. Maybe they're like
she seemed
lovers.
Pretty badass.
Definitely had kind of like a bad guy feel recruiting another bad guy.
Well, I think they're setting up the Thunderbolts. I think, which is like the Suicide Squad of the Marvel universe. So not really, I guess, not straight bad guys, but usually some like nefarious or anti-heroes. Well, I think the original Thunderbolts were like the masters of evil who became disguised themselves as superheroes. But I think most recent iteration is like just like anti-heroes or assassins.
Right, more Suicide Squad.
And their hit squad for the government. So I think they're setting up that. So I think she'll probably, if they're doing a Thunderbolts TV show, she'll probably be in that. But I imagine she'll have some role in the next.
You didn't get her just for one scene.
No. So I guess she thought. Yeah. I guess she thought Marvel. She thought Marvel was sponge-worthy. So.
Seinfeld reference is sponge-worthy. Yeah. Although I wouldn't say this episode's sponge-worthy. I wouldn't say this TV show is sponge-worthy.
I thought this was definitely. I mean, as uninteresting as the rest of the episode was,
I was interested.
Rob, did you really enjoy that boat arc? That's the first thing I wanted to text you guys. Like when I watched it in the morning, it's like, guys, hold on to your butts. We're finally gonna get some closure on this boat arc story.
It was a good chunk of the episode there too.
Oh my gosh, so much montage.
I'm sure if Matt were on, he'd tear this.
Yeah, Matt would destroy.
Which I want to do. I mean, it's like I understand they had like a really big action moment at the beginning, which I really enjoyed.
We just blew our budget. Boom.
Yeah, let's focus on the boat. So I think this whole episode was mainly just set up for the big finale.
I was just waiting to cry. Like the director or one of the showrunners was like, episode 5 is a big one. There's a big cameo. It's a real tearjerker. And I was just like, where's the sad parts? And then I saw Julie Louise, and I was like, well, there's the cameo.
Maybe it reminded you that Seinfeld's over. She's now finally.
The problem is, like, I just got finished watching Arrested Development, literally like the episodes where she fakes being a blind lawyer. So it was.
Oh, I know she was in that.
Really hard to take her seriously after literally watching that episode.
Well, she had like a show on HBO called like
Veep is excellent, yeah, or it was excellent.
I heard nothing but good things, but it's like one of the shows I just have not got around to watching.
You would highly enjoy it.
Yeah. So yeah, but she's great. So I'm glad. I hope we see more of her. I thought like when that purple hair she had, it made me think she was gonna be like Madame Mask or something. But I guess I'd never heard of this character. I had to look it up. So I'm guessing she'll have a bigger role in the next episode. And I guess if they haven't announced it yet, they're probably doing like a Thunderbolts TV show where I guess she'll be a lead. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see her. I mean, it wasn't like I thought it was I thought the cameo was going to be like a established MCU person, like maybe Rhodey or even old
man Steve.
But
yeah, because
I was like,
they're talking about him like he's dead and gone, but he's still
gone.
out there. He's just an old guy, retired now.
Isn't he? His contract is up.
He's on gone. The moon, guys. Welcome to the conspiracy cast.
Humans.
Did they tell the government that he's basically like still out there?
I don't think anyone knows. There might be like a comic, a post-Endgame Marvel comic or whatever they released.
Because that's what I got out of Endgame was that he basically retired, but he wants to just have a life, and he's just a old guy now.
I'm sure Nick Fury knows, and it's like on a need-to-know basis.
Yeah.
But I don't think the public knows.
Yeah, there was Falcon, Hulk, Nick Fury. Was there anyone else out there when they saw him sitting on the bench out there?
No. Kind of makes me wonder. So was Nick Fury at the funeral? Was he
a Skrull?
The Skrull? Yeah. Does he even know Steve's dead or Tony's dead? Who's in space?
Man, Nick Fury knows everything. You kidding?
He's like Santa Claus.
On top of it, at least in the MCU.
So, all right, what else happened? I guess John Walker lied to those parents of his friend that the guy he killed was not the guy. Was the guy who killed Lamar? He's like, sure. Totally. I
actually don't have a problem with that. You know, grieving. You know, the saddest thing in the world is for parents to bury their own child. And it looked like John knew that that's what his parents need to hear.
I was kind of expecting like Carly to make like a announcement over like maybe like the internet saying like, you know, I killed Lamar Hoskins and
that's
John Walker killed.
Yeah, he was. He's basically lying to him because he's telling him that he got the guy who killed his friend, telling him that he finished him off, basically got revenge for him. But like the last words of that guy, I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Yeah. Survey says
like
liar.
You could tell. Yeah, you could tell it's like hitting him hard, like mentally. Because like the whole time he was there, he's just like kind of the same straight face, like just kind of messed up.
Yeah, well, I think the whole "I am Captain America" thing sort of told us
like
that
just replaying in his head, basically, and driving him crazy in a way.
Wyatt Russell's been just phenomenal. This I would say he's probably the best thing to come out of this season or the series.
I think definitely. Well, I think this was definitely a stronger episode for Sam. I think I like the training montage, the Rocky.
The cleaning montage.
What
in
the boat?
Yeah, him and Winter Boy cleaning the boat together.
Every part of cleaning the boat that required a little strength, he just comes in. Remember, I got the arm.
But that's funny. He called it out like when he was using like the wrench to like fasten.
Why did you use the arm
pipe? I was
I'm left-handed. I don't always, or right-handed. I don't always think about it. Oh man, I just Googled Isaiah Bradley, the Black Super Soldier. Man, him in the comics is huge.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, so I think his nephew Eli is supposed to be in the Young Avengers.
Yep.
we might recast him because
we saw him tonight on this episode just for half a second, right? He was playing basketball.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if they'll even include him in the team or if they'll recast him because they already recast Scott Lang's daughter, I think. But we'll see. Because I'm wondering if he has super soldier serum in his veins. Because, like, I guess his grandfather obviously had a son. And I'm wondering the Eli, his grandson who's playing basketball.
I guess I'm just not familiar with him.
Because I'm wondering, like, when did his grandfather have kids? Like, after he got out of prison?
I don't think the show said anything about that. We haven't seen the father, like his son, so we have no idea like what the age could be there.
But I'm guessing, like, if he is truly his grandson, then he should have super soldier serum. And I guess he didn't like grow like with 3 thumbs or whatever, so it didn't really affect him to the point where because the super soldier serum killed. No, I'm like the super soldier serum like killed a bunch of the other guys who were experimented on. So, but I'm wondering if you have children with super soldier serum, if your children will
if they get a little piece
come out weird, but they look fine. Yeah, so it'd be interesting if he had some sort of powers too.
Or if he just comes out a regular kid.
I think it's what happened. I think I'm just overthinking it. But I'm thinking like a worst case scenario, like he'd come out horribly deformed, like the fetus in Invincible. Ugh. Nice segue. Actually, I'm not done.
It was close. You were so close.
So, anything else we want to talk about the Falcon the Winter Soldier? I think we already
I guess
gave our predictions.
Yeah, I guess towards the end is he's basically trying to make himself a Captain America now, building his own shield. Well, I guess how about them training with the shield out there?
Yeah, I like that.
Man, like he's starting to handle that shield well for not even having any super soldier in him. Like, do you need?
Yeah, so I better not throw out his shoulder.
Like the physics on that shield is kind of weird. It's just because of the metal it's made out of.
Sometimes I wanted to bounce it. Sometimes I wanted to stick into something. Whatever.
It's got like
it's plot-proof
human lock on because it just bounces. It's like do they just have to calculate their throw that well, or is it just kind of like just always come back to you?
It's bulletproof and it's
plot-proof.
Whatever you need, whatever
the plot requires. Captain America's shield is there to deliver.
Yeah, like they got some really good.
Yeah, I think it's like accuracy. There. I think it's like accuracy based because like you see Sam like at one point when he's getting better in the montage towards the end, he like throws the shield at like a dock pole and it bounces back.
Don't play ultimate frisbee with Captain America, man.
No.
Yeah, you have to have a PhD in trigonometry to understand how that shield works. You got to throw it at the right angle.
And then wait, what? How are they catching it? Like, so they either catch it like with their palms, or they just stick their arm out and they slide their arm back into the sheath.
They catch it so damn fast. That is it's hard insane. To tell. Like, you would have to slide your hand right through the grip in the grips on the shield,
exactly,
like perfectly. While it's spinning at you. Is it spinning? Well, I guess it's not really spinning. It's kind of like not moving, but flying at you. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I remember in Age of Ultron, Ultron's like the most powerful metal substance in all of
It's another thing you just kind of have to go with.
Like I said, it's plot proof.
Or when he when he catches it with his bare hands, when he's kind of like finishing his training and getting better with it.
Exactly. I'm going to call BS on that.
Well, hopefully he never
without having super. I can kind of understand it when you're a super soldier, but he's just a regular guy who's just really well trained.
Yeah. So if he even gets vaccinated, like he can't use that arm.
That'd be funny if like he caught it at the end of the montage. He caught with like his open hands, and then he just goes ow 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 ow. Like he just totally like breaks montage. The music stops, and he's just like shaking his hands around.
Yeah. This whole show is just subtext against getting the vaccine. Because if he got the vaccine, he couldn't throw that shield. So, and I think also the show originally before COVID, because it was like being filmed before COVID, because it was supposed to premiere last August. There was like a subplot. The virus, the plot was going to be around the virus, I think, and they had to change that because of COVID.
Damn.
So I think they're really trying to scramble to make the show make sense without that.
There's all like 80.
Everyone's so damn sensitive nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like that show, The Stand, on CBS that came out, which I think sucked anyway. But they really couldn't change the story for that either. I think a lot of people didn't like that show anyway because Amber Heard was in it.
I won Forrest Bingo. You mentioned The Stand and Amber Heard. I win. See you guys next podcast.
I But yeah, it's kind of like, I think people would have like understood like, hey, they wrote it one way, we didn't know this was going to happen. I think people would have been
like, it. Oh my gosh, it's Marvel.
But Disney just does not want to take chances, which stinks because like I think even with Iron Man 2, they didn't want to touch Tony's alcohol problem, even though it was sort of touched upon in the first movie.
They show him like getting a drink now and then, but they don't really focus on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think like the scene where he's at the party in Iron Man 2, where he's drunk and like blowing up watermelons, that was like the closest they got to.
Was it Ultron when he's kind of distracting him? He lands on the building and he's just kind of like talking to. Man, it's been a while since I watched it. He just walks up to his bar. You want a drink? I can't remember which movie that was. Or who he was
the first one?
Or was it?
You guys
was it Loki? Yeah, it was Loki.
Yeah,
not Ultron.
He's like, not a great plan. At least he is drinking. They're not just saying like he doesn't drink, but he doesn't.
Yeah, they're not
like
telling everybody straight up he's alcoholic.
Hey man, they give you the Burger King reference. What else do you want from this guy?
Oh, because he's an alcoholic. That's
Burger Mart. Burger. Is that what it's called?
Burger Mart's Invincible, which I think is really funny.
Well, that's what I was trying to do.
It's short for BM, which is pretty much how I would pretty much describe this series overall for myself personally.
Yeah, I was trying to do disappointed a thing to Invincible.
I mean, I think the third episode was like the truly awful one. I feel for me, even though that was like Madripoor, which is like a very very big Marvel location. I thought the episode was like just horribly written. So, but I thought like the last episode in this
I just don't care about this
major
boat.
Improvements.
Stop talking about the boat.
Yeah, that's true.
The boat out of the show.
I don't either.
Like the boat doesn't really have anything to do with.
If you're talking about a ship, it better be one in motherfucking space with Nick Fury on it. Let's go, Marvel.
I also don't think the Flag Smashers are very good villains. I mean, I think I understand their motivation.
You think they're too sympathetic, or just not drawn out, or?
I think a little too sympathetic. I mean, they just show her.
That was so needless, though.
Only 3 people died. Well, I think they needed to do it to like show that she's
just lazy writing. They should have made it better. Well, I guess if you gave her like a really good reason to blow up something, then she'd maybe have more support.
We're bad guys.
I think
we're bad guys. Probably. What a great quote. That was perfect. That was excellent.
From Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad
movie.
We're bad guys.
It's not that bad a movie.
Oh, it's awful. It's definitely. Well, first, it's not even a movie. It's like basically.
Have you seen the extended cut, or are you talking about the theatrical release again?
Is there?
Yeah, there's an extended cut that's way better. It's not an Ayers cut or whatever. The movie's not fantastic.
Maybe I saw the
definitely watchable.
I mean, it's basically just a sizzle reel.
Because there's definitely some plot holes and like things they could have done differently, but I didn't hate the movie like Forrest does.
Yeah,
I was just literally just angry. I mean, hopefully the next one will be better.
There's a lot of parts you can't dig too deep in, or you're just not gonna like it. You just kind of have to go with some parts of it.
Yeah. But back to the Flag Smashers. I don't know. I just don't think someone named Carly is very intimidating. Because I think he's like a dude in the comics.
She could.
Yeah. But
it's someone you want to
understand. I don't know. I mean, I don't mind the gender bending thing. I just wish they just got like a more intimidating,
like
actress,
Ronda Rousey.
I guess, but
who you want?
Maybe not that much. Maybe just a little bit older and like wizened. Maybe like maybe they made like
right. Like where's this girl's background?
But she's basically.
But she also doesn't want to stand out either, though. It's kind of how I'm seeing it.
Well, yeah, she is trying to lay low.
But
yeah, how did she become the head of this Flag Smasher organization?
And she I don't know. That's like I just don't. It's just not believable. But I think that who else? I'm drawing a blank here. The Flag Smashers, they're able to just go to New York without any problem. They take a boat. Like, how did they even get off the airplane to get to New York from Europe? They must have like a private plane or something. I think. Well, no, they did have a private plane in one episode, right? When that guy like needlessly killed himself to stop. He knocked over telephone poles. Like, I'm gonna target these armed guys. Then I'll buy you some time.
No,
like,
it will not.
Just like throw over the power line and run away. You would have slowed them down. You bought them no extra time by killing yourself. So, and she was crying on the plane. It's like, wow, what a dumbass! Can't believe I wasted.
Oh man, that was like $1 billion right there, just dead.
Yeah, tear. So, so I guess like my predictions for next episode were just based like I think early episode, like early in the episode, to be a showdown with Carly and the Flag Smashers, and then Power Broker's going to reveal himself in the middle, and then with some other plot or something like that, and then Falcon Winter Soldier and U.S. Agent could take down Power Broker.
I am excited
something like
to see
and then
Black Captain America, Falcon. That'd be dope.
Yeah, because we didn't see the suit, but we saw him put up the case.
Yeah,
and he's
what's in the case? What's in the box?
That they didn't show it, but I'm guessing it's kind of like
it looks like armor.
The Wakanda's made for him. Is that what it is?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. If
like how they gave Bucky a new arm.
Yeah, she was like, or he was like, I asked the Wakandans for an extra favor, and then that box that looks like an armor box right there.
Yeah, so I was guessing he's got he's got new like upgraded wings and the shield or something.
Yeah. Oh, I bet it's gonna be hot. I bet it's gonna be fire. I bet it's gonna be like some Spider-Man like sexy design.
Yeah, difference. He's gonna be like difference between you and me, Steve. I make this look good. So that'd be kind of cool. I like if old man Steve's like, I don't know who you are.
He's like Agent M or K.
You got J and K.
J.
Yeah, there you go. J. Yeah. I wonder if they should make a fourth one of that because the last one was
I actually haven't seen the new Men in Black.
I haven't seen the third one yet, which because I liked the first one and the second one was okay, I guess, even though it was like sort of like
was Will Smith in it.
It was really convoluted.
Will Smith is in the third one.
Yeah, he was in the third.
It's not great from what I remember.
I'm a big Will Smith.
Well, I think the third
fan.
one's better than the second one, isn't it? Yeah, I think definitely he was like definitely the king of like late '90s, early 2000s.
In the early 2000s, he went on a smash run where everything he touched was perfect, all the way up to like 7 pounds.
He basically took on like an army of CGI things in like 2 movies in a row, like iRobot and I Am Legend.
It's hard to act.
And then there's that Wild West one.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Welcome to the Wild Wild West. Shit's about to get crazy.
I love that movie as a kid.
Look at this girl's chest. That movie's horny.
Yeah, the giant robotic spider. I like the steampunk ish of it.
Yeah, me too.
But
steampunk aesthetics is cool.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, so he did Men in Black. Well, he did Independence Day before Men in Black. I think that was sort of like his transition from Fresh Prince to film. It was Independence Day. Then he did Men in Black, and that was a huge hit. And then Wild Wild West. I think it made some money, but like it got review bombed. And then did iRobot, I'm Legend. Oh, and he did Enemy of the State. I think that was another big one in the late 90s.
I don't think I've seen that one.
So and then he did Suicide Squad, and then like, which sucked. But it could have been so much better. But maybe, hopefully, if this Suicide Squad works,
James Gunn,
they'll bring him back for a third one. But the thing is, though, I think Idris Elba's character is basically Deadshot. He's discount Will Smith. You know, I'm sure he's just as good an actor, but let's be honest, his price tag is not as big as Will Smith's. And I think his character is the exact same. He's like a marksman, and I think he actually has a daughter too.
But you know what you're buying.
Wow, just call him Deadshot. You know, they're gonna like use all of Deadshot's characteristics.
Right. So. Might as well,
dude. That Deadshot.
Right, well, I think we're
scene with when they're basically showing off what he can do. Now that you know what you're buying. That scene was just awesome.
Oh,
actually, I went on YouTube and watched like just that scene again.
Nice.
Will Smith's great. Yeah, maybe they'll bring him back. Maybe there'd be like a Deadshot.
I wish El Diablo had more time. Like all his scenes together was like under 10 minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes.
I thought that line he had, like, I already lost one finger.
It was like you've known him. Like, you've known him for a day,
half a day. My good lord.
Hey, when it's the end of the world, you're gonna find some people, I guess.
Hey, we shared a booth.
Deadshot and El Diablo were definitely
my family
favorites, though.
This is Katana. She has a sword. I recommend not getting on her bad side.
It didn't really show anything about her, and she didn't really have many scenes either.
That movie was so heavily edited by the studio.
By a trailer studio.
I think David Ayers basically.
Maybe if they had a little more time,
I think David Ayers
would have been even better.
Well, I think he's basically disowned the version of the movie
pretty
that
much.
came out.
The David Ayers cut, that would be nice if the Snyder fans want to get on top of that next.
But yeah, I guess it's
Well, we need a
move on from Suicide Squad then.
A movie that came out 4 years ago. But I brought up the CGI, the Army, because I think like the Army of the Dead movie, a new trailer came out. I don't know if y'all seen it, but apparently there's like smart zombies in it.
And what?
And I think some people were pissed off. They're like smart zombies in it. like zombies that have like they're alpha zombies that are like sort of like I Am Legend, where like
fast and they're thinking.
Yeah, they
leaders.
can think and talk.
Yeah.
Instead of just zombies.
And some people were pissed off. I'm just like, well, they did it in like I Am Legend. I mean, they were technically vampires, I guess, but
you get your vampires out of my zombies.
I think they're.
Yeah, I guess a smart zombie does kind of sound like a vampire. Well, vampires don't like eat you; they suck your blood.
and the old daylight.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I think it looks pretty good. Looks like dumb fun. So
I'm down with dumb fun.
I mean, I think the Snyder Cut definitely resurged his career a bit.
I think it's validation, right? I mean, just look at how much.
Well, everyone says it's like, well, it is definitely better than what we delivered. So,
like Army of the Dead.
But I think this is definitely gonna be a movie more, and I think he's more of an R-rated.
Yeah, as he should be. Let the man work.
Big world building director. So, I would like to see him like do some other comic stuff, like maybe like Ronin by Frank Miller. That might be up his alley. Probably some other stuff out there, but maybe like some of the Valiant stuff. I probably mentioned this earlier in the podcast, but let's talk about Invincible. I
will say this real fast. I did show, because my wife just got home from deployment last week, so that's been really exciting. I did show her the scene from the Snyder Cut where Darkseid is going to Themyscira to take the first Mother box. She really, Steppenwolf. Sorry, not Darkseid, Steppenwolf. She really enjoyed that. She was like, "What? Like, let's watch this whole movie." So she's on board. Yeah, she's at least excited. She enjoyed that part of the movie.
Yeah, I didn't know women could be that muscular. I guess I did, but I'm just like, wow,
I need to work out more. Yeah,
work out more.
Need to hold the door.
I know. I didn't work out yesterday because I was like, I got vaccinated.
Oh, congratulations.
Rest. I am feeling woozy.
Cool. Yeah, so now that you're feeling invincible, that's how you segue, motherfuckers.
Yeah, not at all.
I like how they just
opposite. Actually,
they always cut them off when they're about to say invincible.
Yeah. So basically, this episode, I think. As it ties into the Snyder Cut, I think Ezra Miller was voicing the scientist guy, D.A. Sinclair. And he's like basically like kidnapping these college students and like making them into cyborgs. And he's like, "You're going to be title screen Invincible."
What did you think about Justin Roiland voicing the douchebag frat guy in the beginning?
I was like, I definitely.
Yeah, I was like, wait, is this Justin Roiland? And like, I was like, man, I wish I could find out. And I was like, oh wait, Amazon has that fucking X-ray vision. That's so awesome.
Oh yeah,
so I just paused it.
Dude, I love how they do that.
You pause it.
So I was like, it is Justin Roiland doing a slight variation on the one voice that he can do. He was great.
Yeah. And
nice.
Ezra Miller was
I'm
the
voicing
player kid.
Even though
and I think does anyone watch Mindhunter?
I loved Mindhunter
on Netflix? I think Jonathan Groff was playing the boyfriend. So they got a really impressive cast for this show.
Right, I'm just really impressed with the cast.
I think that was like the only main.
Yeah.
I think they definitely did a good job. So let's go over the main story arcs in this episode. It was basically the main story arc was Invincible goes to college with his gay friend and
explain it to me as if I haven't seen it yet.
And basically, there's this mad scientist kid called D.A. Sinclair who's basically kidnapping students and making them into cyborgs. And they're actually so powerful they can beat up Invincible.
Yeah, explain
so if you notice the end of the episode, Cecil was like, impressive technology. Like, we're going to lock him up, throw away the key. And he's like, impressive technology, though. They sure gave you a run for your money. It's like
foreshadowing. Yeah, they're definitely going to take that.
Yeah, because
no, I believe this is a slight variation from what happens in the comics where they meet Sinclair and then about a year later they finally fight the robot guy. So that is something that I do want to point out that is different than the books.
Yeah, I know. I
love it though. I'm totally fine with what they're doing.
But at least it's like I think when they're doing like an adaptation, like, they got like everyone has to have an arc. So, but yeah, I thought this was a good episode. It felt like a bottleneck episode, even though it was a continuation of what happened with the Omni-Man investigation. Because now like his wife knows.
Yeah,
sure.
The demon dudes. What's his name? That's his name. Yeah,
Dark Blood.
Yeah, he left his notebook behind.
Yeah. It looks like the Necronomicon from
Army of Darkness.
Yeah, but it's called Evil Dead Trilogy, even though I think they didn't have the rights because a different studio produced that movie, so they couldn't call it Evil Dead. It was supposed to be called Medieval Dead, which would have been awesome. But I think they They wanted the movie to be like it's more standalone, even though it does heavily reference the first two movies, which is kind of weird. Because I remember watching because I think everyone's seen Army of Darkness before they've seen Evil Dead 2. So just like, why is this? This is like a really weird intro for a movie. But you watch Evil Dead 2 and you're like, whoa, that's the exact same character. But yeah, I think the Necronomicon from Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness was definitely the inspiration for Darkblood's journal. So she basically knows. She talked to Taylor, who apparently
now if you're that Taylor, played by the brilliant Mark Hamill, voice acted. Sorry. Would you have snitched onto Omni-Man when he came with that 6-pack? I would be pissing my pants, and I'd be like, "No, let me tell you all about what your wife knows. Your wife knows. I'm so sorry.
Your wife knows."
Bro, I was gonna tell you. I promise.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. He didn't tell her out. Although if he did ask, like, was my wife here? Probably like, "What? No, man." He's like, I saw you. And he's like, okay, I hired an actress who looks like your wife because I'm attracted to your wife. It wasn't really her. I hired a prostitute.
You just said that she was modeling a new costume.
Totally professional.
I can feel.
So
what did you think?
So it was a good episode. I mean, definitely. This show is definitely well more put together than
definitely. Like, I mean, there's definitely no. It's not the same kind of intensity or level as like last week's episode with Titan. But I mean, if every episode was better and better than the last one, I'd be running through a window.
And one thing that does make it a little hard though is it's also a cartoon and they can draw whatever they want to, so it makes it a little easier on some violence.
But these things take like a year to animate. Like an entire episode takes a whole year to animate. So it's like but it's very intricate design, like very intricate animation. Like the flight, I think the mechanics of the flight are really.
And sometimes they're just not. Like sometimes it's just obvious. Like they have like the main character in the foreground, and they're just like pulling the character down, like off screen. I noticed that once this episode, but I think it's got kind of like a charm to it. Like obviously the show is not cheap or lacking money.
Oh no, it's like Amazon. I think the Lord of the Rings show that Amazon's making is gonna cost $600 million.
Jeez.
Or like 400. It's like 100 million per episode.
That's
so they're definitely gonna have like the VFX the movies had. So that should be interesting. And they're doing like Wheel of Time too. So I think Amazon is really going to give Netflix
Wheel of Time
money in the coming years.
The best series. Come at me, tweet at me at Zealots podcast, or email me at zeitgeistzealots@gmail.com.
What's that?
But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Wheel of Time is better than Game of Ice and Fire and Lord of the Hobbits.
Well, at least they're at least adapting a show of a series that's actually finished, because Game of Thrones wasn't even finished when they started adapting.
I'm not familiar with it. Where's it?
And now they want to.
What's it on? I do need it. I would like.
It's on Audible.
Watch.
Let's don't. Yeah, let's not.
But the author actually died before he finished the series. Cough, cough. Looking at you, somebody.
Yeah.
So fucking finish. Series,
but at least he wrote like 12 books, and like George R. Martin
wasn't
like
say 5. His name out loud, but finish it, George. Finish it.
2 more. Yeah. Well, they're adapting King Killer trilogy, the King Killer Chronicle now, and that's only 2 books are out for that one.
The Lord of the Rings budget was only $93 million for Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah, they're spending a lot more for this TV show because they know it'll sell, and they got it has to be as good quality as the movies, otherwise no one's gonna tune in. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Invincible. What else happened? There were 2 other storylines. There was Robot and
I think Robot never left her side. What happened to
this
Black Samson? You think he got his powers back?
I guess so. I guess his powers are just like super strength. I was like, oh god, please don't be another electric black superhero.
Static Shock.
That's like Black Lightning. I guess Miles Morales.
You like my Static Shock reference?
And there's actually.
You don't remember Static Shock?
Is that an actual line? I watched a few episodes.
I guess.
I Google Black Samson, and apparently it's a 1974 film called Black Samson.
Nice.
It's definitely the inspiration. But yeah, I think his powers are super strength. But if you've ever read Irredeemable by Mark Waid, it's sort of like another evil Superman story. But there's a character called Volt, and he's like, shit, another black superhero with lightning powers. And I think he's like an actual a commentary on like why so many black superheroes have lightning powers. Like because it's like Black Lightning,
I never noticed that.
Storm, Miles Morales. But I think Black Lightning was the first, and like basically all the other ones are basically just like stealing. Because Static Shock is very much just I think a ripoff of he's a teenage version of Black Lightning, But I think Warner Brothers is doing a Static Shock movie, which I think is good because they're really besides
really
Miles Morales,
underrepresented,
black teenage superheroes. So yeah, and they already did Black Lightning on TV show, but I think Static Shock has more of a fan base. He's probably a little bit more well known because of the cartoon.
You get that nostalgia factor for sure.
I think it'll definitely be more accessible if they do Static Shock. But we'll see. So yeah, I think Robot's story was basically like, he talked to the Mahler twins and they're making his clone body for him to put his mind into.
They're phenomenal. In every scene they steal. Yeah. They steal every scene they're in.
He definitely has a
huge crush.
Girl. Yeah. I was kind of wondering if she was gonna like say like Rex's name while she was unconscious, and I was like piss Robot off. But I guess she still thinks that he's a robot, not a human.
Robbie last week, not that the listeners got to hear it, but last week Robbie asked why Robot picked Rex, and now I'm thinking like, remember like when Rex and Monster Girl first like became, Guardians of the Globe or whatever. They were kind of like flirting with each other.
Yeah.
Well, they got their rough stuff.
It was. They didn't seem like they were really into each other.
Oh no, I'm talking. Yeah, after they got in. Yeah, no, before in the tryouts, they had a big old fight, knock some teeth out. But yeah, like, afterwards, like like to the point where Robot had to come up and be like, Rex, do not let personal relationships interfere with the team. Yeah,
that's what he's doing. Yeah, so I was sort of wondering if she was going to say like Rex, like unconscious, like she secretly lived with Rex, and that's sort of
why I think he wants to be. Yeah, that's why I think he wants to be
clone his body. Yeah. But I don't think they may touch them on that next episode. There's like
say it ain't so. Whoa. Yeah. I would donate money for the next season immediately.
But at the end of the episode, remember the Mahler twins are going to the Immortal's grave.
They're going to pick him up,
and I think they're gonna. But I guess how did they know that he was buried? Didn't they have two separate funerals?
But
so I
bet Robot knows. Yeah, and he told them all.
And twins. He told them, or
right?
Yeah, I thought that was the insurance. He's like, but I don't know. I guess they're worried like he's going to put him back in jail after they make the clone.
We'll just have to watch and find out.
I guess we'll see. And the other storyline was Eve's. Like it wasn't really much. She was like she's left her parents and they were pissed off. So she's basically just on her own, like doing like a
yeah. I can't wait for this to blow up in her face. Like I was just thinking like the whole time, like they're pushed so hard that like she is not finishing school and she's going around like saving the world. Like maybe you should take like a biology class or two and learn about the ecosystems before you start interfering on a superhero level.
Oh, I thought they said they needed insurance for the robot.
Yeah,
they found out themselves.
How would reviving Invincible or Indestructible? What's it? Not Invincible. Immortal. How would reviving Immortal be leveraged?
I think they just need to like make his head. I don't know. They might be able to find a way to control him or something like that. But I thought like wouldn't the clone be the leverage of the insurance?
Right. You can just kill the clone, right? They talked about putting ammonia or bleach or ammonia in the.
Yeah, she's like growing plants from a different continent.
Exactly, right? Like she stopped that fire from burning, and it's like some fires are necessary to like control like the underbrush and stuff. Like it's really important. That's what I'm saying. Like you should maybe go back to school real fast before you start changing the planet.
The whole country will be covered in kudzu because of her. So her story really wasn't that interesting. It was just like her, showing what she was up to because I think.
I was gonna say, are Mark and his girlfriend, are they back together? I can't remember. Did they break up? They broke up because he wasn't there during the attack or whatever, even though he was.
Yeah, he just needs to reveal. I think hopefully next episode he'll reveal. That
I'm surprised like his best friend didn't like stick up for him. Like, hey girl, like I can't tell you, but like trust me, Mark's no pansy.
I guess they needed to make that breakup storyline work. So
that seems like a season finale kind of thing.
But they kind of like I don't know. They sort of portrayed Amber as sort of a bitch in that episode because like he got hit by a bus.
I had already broken up with you after that day, and it's like, well, geez, thanks for not breaking up with me because I got hit by a bus.
He's like, I'm glad you're not dead from being hit by a bus, but I'm gonna sort of like make this about me, and be standoffish. And I was like, really? And then, like, I mean, I get, like, you know, why she was mad at him running away, but, like, breaking up with him then and there.
Eve
like,
was wrong about you. That is such a weird thing to say. Like, if we're dating and we're breaking up, and then I was like, oh, this random person I kind of know from the same school also thinks you're a piece of shit. Like, that's such a random thing to include, like, in the middle of a breakup. Like, if you look like their relationship, because, like, her and Eve, like, aren't close. They don't know. Like, she doesn't know that Eve and Mark are superheroes or whatever.
And they kind of made Mark a douche in this episode too, because he's more concerned about Amber than his friend's boyfriend. So, but I get it.
Yeah, he eventually turned around.
The conflict happened. So, and they like.
But damn, D.A. Sinclair works hella fast. He turned that boyfriend.
Yeah, he like literally kidnapped that guy, and like an hour later, he was already. So it was kind of odd. He like literally slit the guy's throat while he was strapped to the table. It's like, ow. This was a dark episode.
It's all pretty dark.
The whole show's pretty dark. But yeah, I think that's about it. And I think we're almost like at the hour. So, but we started like 10 minutes late. So, any final thoughts on what's happening next week?
I think I'm gonna tune in bright and early and enjoy the fuck out of another incredible episode of Invincible.
Another Invincible episode.
I didn't have as much to say with the Invincible since I missed the episode this morning.
I think you'll still enjoy it, even though we completely spoiled it for you.
It sucks for you guys because Robbie's insight is fantastic. I can't wait for you to watch it and text us about it later.
All right. Well, this is our episode.
Everyone. Let me give you those details. Please reach out to us. Tell us how much you love this podcast. How much you hate this podcast. Tell me how wrong I am about Marvel and Falcon Boy and the Winter Soldier. You can reach us at zeitgeistzealots@gmail.com or tweet at us at zealots podcast. Look forward to listening and hearing, talking to everyone out there. I'm Major.
I'm Forrest.
You guys have a great day.